So the AI-powered masking tools in the Adobe products have been around for a while now, and generally they work really well, except when they don't. Occasionally you'll come across a subject that stubbornly refuses to be selected. What do you do in this case? Is there another tool that you can use? Let's find out. Hi, my name's Charlotte Reeves and I am one half of Unleashed Education with Craig Turner Bullock. Every Friday we release an editing toolbox video, and this is a video where you can learn a quick tip, trick or technique to help improve your pet photography editing in Lightroom or Photoshop. So today we're talking about subject selection, specifically in Adobe Lightroom, Lightroom Classic and Adobe Camera Raw. I use Lightroom Classic, so let's take a look. Usually subject selection works really well, but on the odd occasion it will fail. So this image here, it's actually a PSD file and it's been stitched together from multiple RAW files. Now I don't know if this has contributed to why Lightroom is struggling to find the subject, but let me just show you what happens when I try and do a select subject. So we'll go up here and I'll go create new mask and we'll go select subject. So as you can see, it's selected quite a lot of the background. I'm not exactly sure why. You can actually switch it into a different overlay mode to actually show this a lot more clearly. So if we go white on black, you'll see that it has selected the subject, but there's a lot of extra stuff in the image it's selected. So I would call that a subject selection fail. So let's delete that mask. So I found the best way to select the subject when it fails is to use object selection instead. So first of all, you'll want to zoom in. And instead of going to select subject, I'm actually going to go to object. Now object, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. So you can use brush select mode or rectangle mode. Rectangle mode is okay. It basically means that you can just draw a rectangle around the subject and it automatically detects. This is a slightly less accurate way of doing it, but as you can see, it's done a pretty good job. So the other mode that you can use for object selection is go to objects and then brush mode. So with this one, it gives you a brush. You can change the size of the brush by using the left and right square brackets keys on the keyboard. And you basically just want to draw around the outside of the subject. And this is good if you've got, say, a background that's a little bit busy, because you can really sort of be specific about where the subject is. And obviously this does take a little bit longer than the regular select subject, but it does work pretty well. Now you don't need to fill in the interior of this. As long as you've joined it up, it actually does a pretty good job of recognizing that that's an object and selecting that. So if I take that off the black and white mode, here we go, is the color overlay mode. So that's given us a pretty good selection of the subject. You can tidy it up by modifying that mask by subtracting with the brush on any areas that you feel where it hasn't done a great job, but overall I think that's done a pretty good job of selecting the subject. So there you go. It's a good backup mode for when subject selection doesn't work. Just use object. Hopefully that's been helpful for you. I'll catch you next time.